Okay, welcome to the June 17th Quality of Life, Health, Housing, and Human Services Committee. It's a little bit after 6. New York Connect Social Services Outreach does not appear to be here. Is that correct? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. BNY Mellon Construction Project Update. Are you here?
Senior Vice Chair, yes.
Do you have a presentation for us?
I do.
Would you like to start?
Sure, where would you like us?
Why don't you come up?
Onto the table.
Presentation's gonna be here.
Welcome to the album.
Yeah.
And cook on the control.
Okay. Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
Should I sit over?
It doesn't matter.
Maybe you'll
sit across from me. Oh, thank you.
Please to advance.
All right, thank you, committee. Thank you, Zach, for having us here this evening. My name is Julia DePel. I help lead state and local government affairs for BNY. I'm joined with my colleague, Elizabeth Schutte, who leads real estate strategy for the Americas for BNY. Importantly, she leads the project that we are here to give you a brief update on. But before that, and because I am relatively new to BNY, I wanted to make sure that this group was aware of some recent updates regarding what we're doing in our local community. Really more so of a reminder, not an update, but BNY services 90% of the top 100 pension plans globally. So that means we're safeguarding investments, and most of the time, the only investment of millions of hardworking people. And it's really foundational to what we do and really proud. Similarly, and since our inception, we've been funding local government projects all the way from the Erie Canal to the New York City subway to now JFK Airport Terminal 6 renovation and revitalization. We're really excited for that. We're also working to address a lot of affordability matters, not just for our employees, but Americans at a time when that is really a hard-hitting issue for so many. We have just announced a homeownership accessibility program for US employees, and that includes a $6,500 down payment grant, access to discounted mortgages, and importantly, access to a plethora of resources and tools and advisors that are really going to help break down the barrier to first-time home ownership that we're seeing across the country and particularly in New York.
What percentage of your company falls under that 100K?
We are happy to get back to you on that number. Don't have it off the top of my head. In terms of another update regarding affordability that we're really proud of is we were recently selected as the financial agent for the federal government's new brokerage account savings initiative for children. The government is giving $1,000 to eligible newborns, and BNY has committed to matching that with another $1,000 for our eligible employees' newborns. So if you just take a minute and think about the power of compounding, if you were to look at that $2,000, not do anything with it, and that kid were to turn 30 years old, that $2,000 is going to turn into $40,000, and that's not touching it. So we think this is an incredible tool that's really going to unlock a lot of potential and really familiarize people who don't necessarily have the tools to invest with those tools. And lastly, regarding the community, just wanted to plug and highlight our philanthropy team who works really hard across the world to make sure that our employees are engaged across our communities. And in April, Financial Wellness Awareness Month, we volunteered collectively over 20,000 hours. It was a really big grassroots campaign that we launched because our premise is centered on financial inclusion and accessibility. And so that's something that, again, we're really proud of and proud to contribute to the community, including New York.
Do you do any of those activities in the Community Board 1 area?
Yeah, so we volunteer often for BMCC. We just, right now, we're at the end of a multi-year pledge for their financial inclusion program that they have administered, I think, over the course of the last 5 years. So we're really proud to support that. And a lot of what our employees do is they get together and either share their expertise with groups of students on panels. We have a lot of ERGs that are kind of like proactive in going out to communities and even governments and kind of getting experts to speak on certain topics. So we're really proud to say that we feel we have a big impact in the local community board. And I'm happy, by the way, I'm new to this role. I'm happy to partner with you guys on ways to make sure we have even better impact here.
Terrific, do you have a mark?
I do. I have a card. I'm happy to pass that around after this.
Are you aware that there's?
Hi. Have you been in touch with the local schools in the area? There's a lot of little kids living in schools
Yeah,
and
so I'll,
doing projects with them.
yeah, absolutely. I will let Elizabeth speak to this as the lead on this project, but I will say we have come to our immediate neighbor. We have already reached out to our immediate neighbor on the block and then have come to you guys and our local council member. We wanted to make sure we were honoring the process, right? And so we are still in the infancy of the project. We're in this pre-construction phase. So I'll let Elizabeth speak to, she will be going around to property managers and institutions within the community. So if there's a school organization that you think. can
Well,
be
actually,
identified-
but I was thinking, we have an education committee. So maybe you might want to
For volunteer hours?
reach out to them,
So-
introduce yourself
The
and.
community board education
Yes.
committee?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
I'm not.
Oh, wonderful.
And, you know, have a conversation with them and see how you can be helpful with them.
Helpful, yeah, so you lower the college level for the high schools.
Yeah, public school, yeah.
Love that.
Well, we got one high school, but a couple.
We should get to
Bertram.
that question, but
Yeah.
also we gotta get on, because we're supposed to be talking about
Yeah,
construction.
yeah.
Okay.
But she has a
Okay,
hint.
one last question. And then-
There's also a Manhattan Youth Communities Center. They run some after-school programs. And also there's, I don't know if you're aware, there's a senior center located in IPN, Independence Plaza, which is run by Greenwich House, so that they could use volunteers too.
Great. Any recommendations? I would love that and I'll be in touch with you guys.
Okay, terrific. All right, moving along.
Okay, so with that, lots of great updates, but we are here to talk about one particular update and I will kick it off to Alicia.
So I just reinforce, thank you so much, all of you, for giving us time to outline a very exciting project we have for our headquarters at 240 Greenwich Street that we have planned. We've been actually planning for quite some time. And before we entered an active construction phase, we wanted to come to this group and make sure you're aware and we can answer any of your questions. And we want to bring you along with the program because it is a very extensive piece of work. So we're modernizing our headquarters. We have made a commitment to downtown. We've been downtown since 1791 as BNY. And we are investing significantly in our headquarters. We made a decision to stay here and remain in the community and give back to downtown Manhattan by transforming this building. We have some renderings we want to share. So the first rendering and the primary reason for the renovation is that our building is over 40 years old. The facade is over 40 years old. And it either needs extensive repair or replacement. And with our recent rebranding and simplifying and really innovating our company with our leadership team, we made the decision to create a beautiful, transformative facade as you see in these renderings. In addition, most of our office space internally was recently renovated. So we're really focused on those amenities for our colleagues, which, as you know, with return to office and really has proven well throughout the globe where we've renovated our buildings to add extensive amenities to really entice our colleagues back to the office and again, bring that traffic to downtown and keep things thriving. So you'll see in the rendering here, there is an extensive greenery rooftop terrace that is planned. Now, this is one of the aspects that is still in planning phase, and so it may not look exactly what's depicted in this rendering, but it's really going to be a benefit to the community, for the buildings that look down, as well as being able to see it from the streets.
Yeah, I'll just add, when you were further north on Greenwich and you're looking south, like that, the view of 240 Greenwich, it's gonna be incredible with this new addition to the public realm and just the local landscape.
if you go to the next. So this is our entrance on Greenwich Street that's currently planned. We are expanding the entrance a bit, and we are also increasing the height of the entryway. Now, as you come in, it's really just one sort of smaller entry. And so what we're looking to do is really elevate the entry to the, we're also renovating the lobby. We're adding amenities in our lower level A, which include some well-being services and fitness center services for the teams. This is the planned entrance on Murray Street. And this is the renovation of our interior lobby. You'll see we have an expansive, what we call the pill, which houses our elevator box. We're selecting marble to go all the way up to essentially the rooftop and really elevate the interior of the space. And again, another depiction of the rooftop garden that's planned. So the timeline for the project is, we're gonna start active construction, in just a few weeks, actually. Thank you. We have the sidewalk sheds that will be going up, in August, and that will be around the full perimeter of the building. We have a hoist that's going up on the Barclay Street side, and that's happening in June. And we do have some tree removals that are required as part of the project, both on Barclay Street and Murray Street, that we will be replacing over time fully. And the last item to note is the city bike rack, which is located on Murray Street outside our building, will be relocated out of the construction area, but elsewhere on Murray Street is the plan.
And then I think with this slide, we just wanted to convey with you all that we have been doing some extensive work. We have engaged Turner Construction, who are helping us manage this project, and we, with them, have been coordinating with all of the various agencies you can imagine would require permitting and approvals for this type of project in the current pre-construction phase that we are now in. And so obviously our goal here is to deliver this renovation safely, efficiently as possible with minimal disruption to the community. I don't know if you want to take a question.
Sure, I have a question to start before we go around. I didn't hear a peep about public amenities.
Yeah, that is in my head.
Yeah, so we recently sponsored the renovation of the plaza, the public plaza outside of DC 37's headquarters
I'm
office.
talking about your project.
Right, inside the building. I used to work at DC 37.
Yes.
And years ago,
Mhm.
we used to be able to go into the lobby and buy coffee. and
Which was-
stuff like that.
Yes, when the POPs, so that,
Public space.
yeah, that POPs designation
Right.
was removed.
It was replaced with the park that is outside DC 37
Yes, and so.
as part of the consideration.
No, please focus on this question. I still haven't heard a single
Yeah, so
peep about
I think,
any
yeah.
public.
And so I think the way we're envisioning this project, and I'll let Elizabeth expand if she wants, is that right now, if you look at our building, it is a bit of an eyesore in the area. So just the pure act of recladding the exterior, adding more greenery
But
that's
that's not the
currently
kind
there.
of public amenities I'm talking
Right.
about. I'm talking about public amenities, not how nice you're gonna make your building as a public amenity. That's not, so it's, yeah, what's the access?
So
What
I
do
would add, I would just add that in addition to the park where we installed extensive tables and areas in greenery. We're also adding
It's a bit of a stretch, I think.
around.
Also,
Yeah, I have.
no, I've been over there and it's definitely an improvement,
Yeah.
but in terms of an amenity,
Yeah.
for the community, I think it's a little short.
And as part of that project, once the building facade is finalized, we are adding additional areas for the community outside. It's not inside the building, but it's outside the building in terms of greenery and seating areas along the perimeter of the building.
And that is a requirement as part of what we are discussing with the lifting of the POPs designation. So once this project is complete, we have more work to do regarding the public amenities.
Yeah, from what I hear, there aren't any. Does any, and that's cause for concern, yes.
Can you go back to the last slide one? And I was gonna bring up the same concern. We keep talking about how like this is great for the public, but like we know, like it's very clear we lost the pops. And we're not happy about that, so I think it's kind of a spit in the face to be like, oh, we're providing you a pretty building that we don't have access to. We're providing gyms, et cetera, for our employees, we don't have access to for the public. That's one. Two, can you talk about there's two things. One, I didn't see in the renderings the bollards, and that's one of probably the main reasons why like we have y'all here and also that Philip is here. So we would love to hear you talk about that and the construction on that. And then two, the timeline for your construction in general, because guessing it's gonna be significant.
It runs into 2029.
Yeah, and then you all know, but y'all hearing from me first, he's heard this many times. That area is a shit show right now. And that's in Greenwich, is one of our main streets, like that.
Construction.
And now y'all are adding more construction to that. In the moment, the slightest moment that we're about to start to get that street back, now y'all are adding back to that. Can you talk about, I guess, the coordination that honestly didn't happen? Because we go from all the construction that they're doing there, and I know they talked to y'all over the years about that, and then try to coordinate with now this additional bollard thing on top of now you're adding your facade that you're doing construction on.
So I'll address the coordination with the street work. So thankfully, we were able to modify our design in order to overlap for a period for the work going on Greenwich Street. We can't perform this work with Greenwich Street not open. So we are able actually to start in August ahead of when Greenwich Street will be fully opened at the end of, at the end of November, right, Philip? And so we did save some time in coordinating that. But I would say that the facade work and the replacement that's required of the glass needs that staging area and the access to Greenwich Street, which is why we paused for a period to allow this work to continue and get done. So yeah, I recognize that, yes, will the street be torn up? No, while we're doing it, but there will be street sheds and overhead protection.
Will there be street closures as well?
There will be occasional, short-term street closures we're projecting mainly on Murray Street, just for a short period so we can.
Which is awful. That street is the first crosstown street
Right,
that when you
We're-
come from the,
yeah,
East
but
side.
when I say temporary, I mean literally for like a weekend. And it's not 2 years, just to be clear.
Can you talk, or I guess maybe we should definitely stay in close connection about where you're moving the bikes to. Again,
It's still in planning, but right now, the plan is we're working with city to relocate those closer to West Street, but still on Murray.
okay.
that'll be closer to DC 37.
Mhm.
It's a hoist.
I mean,
Oh, I'm sorry.
no, the perimeter has really wide sidewalk space. So, that's one thing. And the traffic, because all of those people coming from Goldman Sachs and the other office buildings over there, I mean, you can see there's gonna be droves of people coming. And then the school is right there, the college is right there.
Yes.
It's gonna be a lot.
Especially as Murray essentially is right now still under construction for how much longer?
Next spring, please.
Yeah.
And we will maintain storage area on the north side of Main Street, even after completing the work south of Main Street. What we're calling phase two, which we need to be able to store material, replace the water main. That's already been brought up, DOT, CMC, and, contractor's not, we can't see that area. So it should work. We mentioned the BNY, they should reach out to the MTA, When we initially tried to move the M9 bus stop, we wanted to just move it down the block. But bus has to be able to get back in lane, so there's operational issues and I think it's doable. Also, it's just, I believe from BNY's plan, the hoist pad is under construction as of today. And Barclay Street will remain one lane while they're working, so. Our bump outs, our third bump outs, which will be agency parking again, will both be storage areas for people, so.
So storage there's a.
No, I'm saying when we do the curb on their side, the curb will bump out 20 feet in 3 places. And what will eventually be parking spots, I believe Turner, their contractor, is going to use for material waste. So
On Barclay?
on Greenwich.
On Greenwich.
Greenwich.
But the storage is already there on Barclay right
The
now.
storage is there, yes, our contractor worked with Turner, and they worked out an agreement to be here occupying what we need on Barclay Street, so they can start their, so that does lessen the timeline of building the hoist. They can't build their sidewalk shed and block curves. Could be in the bottom.
I just want to understand, and maybe everyone else does, what a hoist pad and hoist scales are. How big are they? What are they? Where will they be?
What maybe we should do, is come back to you with some additional details that show the plan around the street, so you can see specifically, but what the hoist is it allows us to bring materials down throughout the building.
So will the sidewalk be blocked?
A portion of the sidewalk with the,
Go to
with the
Fulton
shed.
Street. We're gonna Fulton Street,
But I
and
think,
you see that,
Yeah.
that.
So it's the, you know,
but it's, so a portion of the sidewalk will have that overhead protection. You'll still be able to use the sidewalk.
but the hoist pad,
Right, but it's part of, it's
part of that.
Yeah. it's
So
part
the
of-
sidewalk will never be closed?
Yeah, I mean, when you say never, will there be potential temporary closures? That's perhaps, but they will be very short term.
Single lane. Because that's how it is now on Fulton Street.
How temporary is temporary?
Again, as we finalize the plan, we're happy to come back and give you updates and make sure you're aware of any either street closures or sidewalk closures.
Okay.
And usually with the construction projects, the community board wants to know if you're gonna be able to provide the community with a phone number that if there's a problem that arises, that somebody could call at all hours, something, in that somebody can be
So
answered in real time.
that will be myself, and I can assure you I will be answering my phone at all hours. And they do that every day. And importantly, I will be able to triage any concerns to the appropriate person. We obviously are working with Turner, but we have subcontractors, we have internal people that may be able to address certain issues. But I will be your primary point of contact moving forward, and I will be returning here as well.
Yeah, we have 3 major developments around you. One that just spent a lot of the old, building, Verizon building, where they
Oh,
spent
yeah.
a lot of money on those. And then across the street, they built that other new high rise there. And then the ones that were over, Whole Foods. So there's, and then, of course, the ones that were there originally.
So
Have you been in touch with them? Those?
We're coming here first to
Okay.
this board, and then we're obviously,
Suggestion.
yeah, no, of course, we're meeting with all of the nearby property owners to give them the plan.
So with 100 Barclay being literally across the street, I think it's important to also note it's residential, largely residential building. And they are paying plenty of money to be in that building.
Pretty
They probably don't
penny.
want it
Pretty
here,
penny.
constant construction by 7 a.m. While it's loud, we would just appreciate it if you would do the quiet part at 7 to get ready for construction at 8. It's residential, so there's kids and everyone in that building, so just want to be.
I appreciate that, I appreciate that.
Do we have anyone online with questions?
One more call out. I'm guessing the expectation is that there's not going to be much impact to BMCC, meaning access. No planned impact. I say BMCC both for it as a college, but also it as a voting station.
70
Oh, yeah.
Murray, 70 Murray.
So making it easy for on your side of the sidewalk for people to like walk and like get, set to cross, but that's part of the reasons why we're asking about sidewalk access. Is because we want to make sure that like it's easy for both students, voters.
Understood.
To be able to get over there.
Understood, yeah.
I do want to go back to public amenities, of which there do not appear to be any. Do you have an auditorium in there?
It is not currently in plan. right?
Okay, so there's no auditorium space.
Well, we have a large meeting room space that, but it's not an auditorium per se where it's 400, but it's around 200.
And if what you're getting at is maybe potentially us lending out the space for certain community uses, I think we'd be happy to work with you. I would be the correct point of contact there on any opportunities and host any community group that you guys are thinking of.
Okay, I am disappointed to hear a lack of public benefit of the Major Nice building. And hearing about all the wonderful things you're doing for your employees, which is very nice, but not what we're talking about.
If there are, sorry.
What's come up in a lot of the new buildings in Lower Manhattan are bird strikes. And a lot of the buildings are putting in like anti-bird strike glass.
And we've included that in our projects
Right.
with the FRIT.
So you're
Not,
covering on the glass or some
There's
or
a-
other
there's a-
measures?
yeah, there's a covering on the glass. I think it goes up a number of stories. That's part of like the code.
Okay. Cause I think here we're even giving them on the higher levels. So maybe if I could just connect you with the Bird Wildlife Fund
Sure.
and they can just kind of give you what they're seeing down here
Okay.
and what they're
Yeah,
seeing
we'd be
what
happy.
works. Cause they've given presentations here.
Great. That's very helpful.
Thousands, it's like thousands of birds are killed flying into buildings.
I have a
I think that's,
question. I
I
don't know
don't
that-
realize that people don't.
Can we talk about what active noise mitigation and air monitoring you're doing as this project happens?
Yes, so we are, we actually have a baseline of the noise levels currently, and so we're using that to really monitor as the progress of the renovation goes on to make sure that, we're not outside significant material levels outside of that. And then in terms of air monitoring, we do have that both internally and externally on our building.
So.
Was there an independent air monitoring, I mean, independent entity and gonna be over whatever, watching the air quality?
So we do have external sources that help us to give us the readings and make sure we're in compliance with the air quality.
How can we, or are y'all gonna make those reports accessible to the public?
Let me get back to you on that.
One thing in this area, I mean, obviously, there's a lot of children, elderly, there are 9/11 survivors. Air quality is an extremely important issue for everyone, regardless of those things.
Right.
You're gonna be doing many years of construction at high levels. Is there some kind of dust mitigation? I mean, can you go into more detail about the protections you will have?
Yeah, I think we should come back to you and answer these questions in more detail to help,
Sure. It's a lot of stuff we
Yeah.
gave you, Mike.
And again, this was
No,
really meant
it's fine.
more of like an introduction, like we're still, there's a lot of planning and there's a lot of experts on our teams that can speak more fluently to some of those aspects. And we're happy to come back.
I live in
And sound also.
Southbridge Towers and we've got 3 construction projects going on around us, but the 250 Water Street, now they are evaluating, the air conditioners on that side of, and actually I live in one of those apartments where the dust will be affecting
Also, it's coming.
my living space.
Right,
No, it's a very, very important issue.
absolutely.
And as well as
And we
whatever
have a
sound
really-
barrier.
And, we have a very responsible expert team all behind us, like in the background, and so we're happy to answer these questions.
Yeah.
It's
And
great
now
to
you know
come back, or one of the things you come back with, and since this is gonna be going on for a very long time, so we'll see you often. But just like, one, evaluate or reevaluate, the opportunities you can provide for the community, and it can't just be seating or in pretty things. I think also, you talked about the removal of trees, and you're gonna add them back. At least in your rendering, it looks like you have more trees. I don't know if that's at naturality, but we need more trees, especially downtown, so that would be great, and that would be a benefit for the public.
Right.
But anything else, that is
Yeah.
very specific to the community would be great for you all to come back to us.
Right.
Absolutely. Any other questions?
I just have one note from the GDC side that, it didn't sure we do work, but this will be inevitable. The property line is about 17 feet east of the development line. So we're going to do the sidewalk from the property line to our new, and we're doing everything by the book. We're getting it signed off. We don't want a sidewalk shed sitting on temporary asphalt for 3 years. It's just liability, right? When BNY used to do the bollards, we'll have to redo part of that stuff. And I know it's just, it has to be done like that, but that's always a question I get is, why did you do this and it's being torn up, and why did you do this and it's being torn up? So there's no way to mitigate that unless we, same contractors installing bollards, but, in a few weeks, it'll look really nice.
But there will be access during this period to the sidewalk?
Yeah, there'll be access to the sidewalk. We'll be done with the sidewalk and say, end of August, ideally, and it's just, our nice sidewalk will be caught up in the bollards, which is fine, that's to happen, but,
Can you
Coordinate-
tell me
coordinated.
Yeah. What that means, like caught up in the bollards, is it gonna be,
I'm just saying initially,
They're gonna have to tear it all up
yeah,
and do an installation of bollards, and then I'm guessing y'all, who's gonna put the new,
that'll be.
then they will replace the sidewalk.
and then,
Once-
okay.
Yeah,
So he's saying by August, we're gonna have nice sidewalks after not having sidewalks now for a few years.
Okay.
And then August 2nd, they're gonna.
So,
cover it.
but just to clarify, I know you didn't give an indication of timeline, that is happening at the end of our project, was in 2029. So there's like 3 years that you're gonna have the sidewalk, I mean,
yeah,
and
it's
that,
been for a very long time, that's
Yeah,
why.
and that's why we said, don't wait for the sidewalks for us to do it in 2029, right? This is, it happens now, and yes, we're gonna have to take care of it at the end of the project, but it's not August 2nd.
One other thing that came up before, I don't know if you were here for this, but is specific to the bollards, which is we asked for you all to take another look at the style of bollards that you're using. Because it seemed to me, I'll just speak for myself, y'all went with like the easiest choice. And what we are afraid of happening, because this is, a historic district, and we don't want it just to look like we are now all of a sudden in this very sterile banking area. And so I know that there
That's
are very
interesting.
specific.
I wasn't aware of that ask to take another look at the style of the bollards, but we're still in planning because that's towards the end of our project. We're happy to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe this is a layman's question, but based off having the completed nice streets and not having to then do double work, is there, like I said, maybe you know more about this than I do, is there a type of bollard or material where you wouldn't have to rip up the streets, so it wouldn't have to be like done, undone, and done again, where even though there's different contractors, there could be some type of coordination with the materials that you're using, the bollards, as opposed to what you were gonna use, because the streets had to be ripped up.
It's a very good question, and I can take it back to Turner Construction and CPS.
I was just thinking 2026, there would be some type of space age materials where that could be,
I think it's.
like
I think,
really glued down, I'm just making it, being facetious about it, but
Right.
you know my point.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
think
it's-
honestly, likely you're probably gonna use like retractable ones. I think that's part of.
so
Oh.
again, we're still, that might be used in some areas. But it's more of, frankly, we need use of that area for our project and our installations.
But separate from that, but anyway, just that
Yeah,
kind
no,
of
it's,
space age idea, just to, it'll be doable someday, so maybe by 2029 it'll be doable.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sidewalks, they do have a little
Yeah.
profile to the flow very deep, so.
I bet you glad you came in, right?
Definitely.
Hopefully, we've been helpful to you.
you have,
In terms of-
I think the answer is no, but with all the resiliency that's gonna be crossing West Street from the Barry Park City Resiliency Project, is that?
oh, for the flood mitigation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we're happy about that, right? That's been done, but we're also installing additional flood mitigation. For, like, our flood barriers now are manual and take days to, install. So we're gonna install some, in the perimeter of our building that will help.
But construction wise, there's not gonna be an overlap, they're not coming in and doing any Barry Park City's construction, is it?
No, there should be no overlap.
Alright. Any other questions, or can we have you guys come back?
Yes, we'll plan to come back.
You will,
Yeah, when is appropriate, maybe in the fall or,
yeah.
'cause we're off in
Yeah.
August.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, you guys taking vacations and everybody,
I was sitting near my phone. Taking my You know,
I can't see.
I think you suggested before.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And we'll be further along in planning and have started, so.
And certainly should something come up that you think we should know about, please reach out.
Yeah, I guess just one last question. Are you gonna get after hours
Yeah.
variances? And do you know maybe roughly when the noisy section of the work will be?
Yeah, let us come back with
Okay.
more detail in the fall.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
coming.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for your.
Yeah.
We've been helpful.
Yes, and again, really happy to meet you all. I'll be your point of contact going forward, and I'm excited to partner on, community stuff.
Hand out those cards.
Yes, I'm gonna get my cards. All right, thank you for this.
Have a great evening.
Thank you so much, guys.
Did our first people?
They didn't come.
Did they call or?
This is, this,
That's the
been
second
dealing
time.
with this second, since April, and even before that. I mean, there's people, these people, New York Connects.
I was
I
eating.
sent her email, never got back to me. I was surprised to see it on the agenda for today. I said, oh, good, they're gonna show up.
Thank you.
Bye.
So do we have any other business, or should we, are we ready to call the meeting?
I just have a question. Does anybody know what everything's gonna be shut down tomorrow for the next night?
And you
Carol,
said,
No,
you
no.
got
Those emails?
I got email, but it's ambiguous to me. It says
Ambiguous
everything,
what?
the West Side Highway and the.
No, West Side Highway and FDR.
Shut down.
Wait.
Car south of the canal,
We're gonna close the
Yeah,
meeting.
let's, okay, all right.
Second.
Okay,